What's good, Fin Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason. We are back here for another one, and boy, oh boy, I believe Red Comet asked yesterday, "Oh, isn't it worrisome that we didn't hear anything about Albert Wilson today?" And Albert Wilson goes out and has an absolutely another glorious performance at training camp as Tua continues to get better day by day. And besides Omar Kelly, the pretty much renowned observation is that Tua Tagovailoa had his best day of training camp, and we keep hearing that every single day. Shout out to James Jordan for becoming a YouTube member. Appreciate you, man. So Tua continues to absolutely, and I had people messaging me when they got back from practice. Shout out to the homie DeFlo, and he hit me up. He's like, "Yo," he's like, "You got to see it in person." He's like, "Tua's pocket presence is downright elite," is what I was told. He said it's one thing to hear about it, it's another thing to see it in person. Robert Foster had a huge day again as well. And as Campbell donates $1.99, he says no Grant. Grant actually had some plays today too. So, but I'm just hearing. I got messaged by a bunch of people when they got back by camp saying that Tua was absolutely lights out. So I know TD will be live tonight at about 10:30, I think it is, and he was at camp today too. So he'll have. I will say one thing: the reason why you guys didn't see a ton of video coming out is because apparently the Dolphins were very strict and very on top of people, making them not wanting to videotape anything today. But video is coming out. I just got a brand new clip. They just released a clip of Tua and Albert Wilson, so we'll play that. I got a whole bunch of other clips as well. But I mean, even Omar Kelly is out here saying Wilson's balling every day. So I'm telling you, it could be it could be huge, huge. I'm telling you, man, I was not off by saying 70 plus targets and potentially 800 yards for Albert Wilson. It's looking like. I don't think I was that far off by any stretch of the imagination, and people kind of tried to play it off like that wasn't going to go down. Well, I mean, I hate to be the one to tell you it, but it looks like it's going down, baby. And I know pads will be coming on Tuesday, so we'll see a lot more on Tuesday. But I mean, I think they're off tomorrow and Tuesday, so I'll be off as well. And then we'll be back at it when next practice starts. So absolutely huge. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do the same thing as yesterday. We're going to recap camp. We're going to look at some footage. And then we're going to open it up to you guys for a bit. Another thing too was Jaelan Phillips is officially day-to-day. No specific on the injury. We're also going to take a look at Xavien Howard's interview because Xavien said some interesting things. So we'll take a look at that. Yeah, I just, man, I'm telling you, I cannot wait for the season. Cannot get here fast enough. Tua is out there, and he is putting on a show for all of y'all. And what's beautiful is Tua is getting not only better and better every day, but y'all come out to the first ever open practice to the public, and he puts on a show for you guys. I mean, you got to love it. I mean, the Tua chance I was out there, him opening up with his showing love to everyone for showing up. So, man, shout out to Tua Tagovailoa. That's my quarterback, baby. That's my quarterback. Absolutely huge, man. So we'll jump into it here. I am, man, I'm so happy. I am so happy that he is playing the way at the level he's at, even if it is camp. I'm so happy. Like, I can't say it enough. You know what I mean? Like, he's showing up, he's showing out, he's doing his thing. And I mean, all those people, where are all the people that were throwing shade? You know what I mean? After he had one bad practice? You know what I mean? Everyone wanted to come out there and come after the kid after the torrential downpour, but everyone's gone real quiet since then. And I'm wondering what the deal is. Where are y'all at? Where are y'all at? Nowhere to be found. That's where. So let's hop into this, baby. It's nothing but crickets. Exactly, Florida born. It took a tsunami like weather, a torrential downpour for him to even look bad, which anyone wouldn't look good in. People are acting out like Herbert and all these guys would be ripping balls. And I don't know if you saw, but Burrow apparently had a day to forget. Burrow missed Jamar Chase. He missed him on one throw, underthrew him, got intercepted. Then he hit Jamar Chase on the next attempt, and Jamar Chase dropped the football. Also, another update from outside of Miami Dolphins training camp. If you didn't see, Devontae Smith left camp today with a leg injury, and he actually didn't practice. He missed the rest of practice. So Devontae Smith with those little skinny twig legs out there, guess it might have caught up to him a little bit. So I'm just saying, baby. I'm just saying. All right, there's already 200 of you in the room. Smash that like button. Let's get this video to 400 likes. If you're new here, subscribe. We're only a couple away from hitting 4,700. The goal is to hit 5,000 before the end of training camp. I think we can do it. Remember, I'll be going live for preseason game 1 and game 3. And when I find a link for game 2, I'll be live for that. So I'll be live for the preseason games as well. FYI to everyone, just so you know. If you want someone to watch the game along with, I'm your man. The Delta variant is ripping through Florida, but I'm still hoping I'm down there for the Falcons and the Texans game because the tickets for for my flight are booked. So I was just waiting. I'll probably buy the tickets this month to the actual games. So if you'd like to donate to the channel, PayPal.me/Phinside. Become a Phinside the NFL Patreon, patreon.com/Phinside the NFL. Waiting on NFL Game Pass. By the sounds of it, it's not going to be open until August 2nd. And the other kick in the nuts that NFL Game Pass is giving it is they're saying the All-22 might not be available right away. So they better get their ass in gear because I need to finish my film studies. So let's get into it. We got a ton to go over, and then I want to hear from all of you guys. All right, let's get into this, baby. Let's go. So starting off with the Miami Herald. Beginning on Saturday, reporters are permitted to report who's playing with the first team. So some notes for the 4th day in a row. Michael Dieter is the starting center. To this point, he's clearly ahead of Matt Skura and Cameron Tom in the battle for a starting job. Good for Dieter, whose attitude, intelligence, and work ethic impresses the staff. The rest of the first team offensive line: Austin Jackson at left tackle, Liam Eichenberg at left guard, Robert Hunt at right guard, and Jesse Davis at right tackle. And Davis spent much of the offseason program as the starter left guard. And then Solomon McKinley played with the starters for 2 straight days at left guard early this week. So there's another report by Armando, I believe it was today. He said through the majority of the week, Eichenberg's been at right tackle, Hunt at right guard, Dieter at center, Davis and Kinley at left guard, and then Austin Jackson at left tackle. Apparently, today, Eichenberg played left tackle, left guard, and right tackle. So they've been moving around as they try to find their best 5. I'm hoping Michael Dieter is starting because of his play and not because of the poor play of Matt Skura and Cameron Tom. That's what the hope is for me. So Eichenberg played left guard with the starters no less on Saturday. Was new and a surprise. Eichenberg has been the starting right tackle during minicamp and OTAs, though Davis was the starting right tackle on Friday and Saturday. Eichenberg was Notre Dame's starting left tackle the past 2 years. He spoke Friday of working to adjust to playing right tackle. I'm going to be very, very mad if they passed on Tevin Jenkins and they passed on Penei Sewell, who, just a quick update for you guys on Penei Sewell, because one did come out today. I'm going to show you exactly what went down here. Just so I can tell you guys. So Taylor Bisciotti of the NFL Network said Penei Sewell is everything you thought he'd be and more. The offensive line in Detroit is stacked. So I'm going to be real, real bitter if we passed on all these potential ideal fits at right tackle to take a left guard, nonetheless, to trade up and overpay to select a left guard when we already had a guy like Solomon Kinley. So we'll see on Tuesday when the pads come on how the offensive line and how the running game stacks up. But if this guy ends up being a left guard, we're going to be right back in the same position next year, and we're going to be drafting another tackle. If Jesse Davis plays this season at right tackle, you can bet your bottom dollar that we are going to be drafting another tackle next year. Anyways, continuing on. With Devontae Parker, Preston Williams, and Will Fuller out with injuries, the first team receivers on Saturday were Jalen Waddle and Albert Wilson, baby. Jakeem Grant was the third receiver. Receivers Lynn Bowden has had a very quiet camp, and he fumbled today. And Matt Collins and Alan Hearns haven't done much of note early on. Wilson, Robert Foster, and Grant have impressed in the battle for roster spots at receiver. Here's the first team defense. Raekwon Davis, Zach Sal, and Emmanuel Ogba at defensive end. Jerome Baker and Bernard McKinney at inside linebacker. And then Andrew Van Ginkel in an edge outside linebacker role. Byron Jones and Nick Needham on the boundary at corner. And Justin Coleman in the slot. And you know that Jaelan Phillips is the other, right? Because the math doesn't add up. That Jaelan Phillips is penciled in as the other outside linebacker. Eric Rowe and Jason McCourty were the starting safeties, so Javon Holland wasn't starting today. It was interesting that Seiler worked ahead of Christian Wilkins on Saturday, and Needham worked ahead of Noah Benogany in the boundary corner role normally filled by Xavien Howard. I told y'all tried to hype up Noah Benogany to me. I wasn't buying. McCourty starting ahead of Javon Holland. Howard sidelined 2 days with minor ankle injury, returned but did only individual drills. Tight end Mike Gesicki is not practicing Saturday. Will Fuller and Jaelan Phillips were out, but Brian Flores said their injuries are day-to-day, not week-to-week. Phillips was wearing a compression sleeve on his left leg. Myles Gaskin was the starting running back, and Durham Smythe the starting tight end in Gesicki's absence. Waddle, Lynn Bowden, and Malcolm Perry and Grant handled returns. So there you go, Lynn Bowden. Also notable from Saturday's session, Jamal Perry intercepted a Tua pass in the end zone, but it wasn't in 11-11 drills. Javon Holland dropped what should have been a Tagovailoa interception. But Tua also had a bunch of nice throws, including a ball rifled over the middle to Albert Wilson for a 25-yard gain and a 25-yard strike across the middle to Waddle. Then Tua delivered a well-thrown deep completion to Adam Shaheen. Tua then delivered a 63-yard touchdown to Albert Wilson, who has been the first week MVP. Baby, let's go. That boy Albert. And a deep pass to Robert Foster. Wilson jumped to catch the ball, beating Byron Jones. Byron out here getting roasted like he was last year. Hate to see it. This was a very good day for Tua after the slow start. The number of big plays have increased significantly in this camp. Jacoby Brissett completed a 35-yard pass to Grant, who made a diamond catch. Trill Williams forced the Bowden fumble. Wilkins batted away a Brissett pass. Well, brisket is what I call him. Brendan Scarlett had 2 sacks. So did Shaquem Griffin, who looked good. I told you Shaquem making this team. Robert Foster was played well the first week of camp, made 2 nice catches, but came up limping after the second. So hoping that Robert Foster is A-okay. Because, I might have whiffed a little bit on that one, but hey, I'd rather see him make the team than Jakeem Grant. Let's be honest with ourselves, right? All right, continuing on here. Let's get into the next report from the Palm Beach Post. So here are the notes before the Palm Beach Post. Brian Flores says he's excited about having fans back at Dolphins practice on Saturday. One player who got a loud ovation was linebacker Shaquem Griffin. Jalen Phillips and Will Fuller are both day-to-day, Flores says. Both will miss practice. Flores said there's a chance Xavien Howard might appear on a limited basis, which we now know he did. Tight end Mike Gesicki didn't practice. Dolphins opened up with Jackson, Liam Eichenberg, Dieter, Robert Hunt, and then Jesse Davis from left to right. Needham opened up at outside cornerback, opposite of Byron Jones. Javon Holland opened up a deep safety. Holland dropped a potential interception. Justin Coleman opened at the slot or nickel cornerback. Brennan Scarlett forced the Lynn Bowden fumble after a catch. Robert Foster has been impressive. Tagovailoa fired one over the middle to Albert Wilson, who continues to shine this camp. Jalen Waddle made a nice sliding catch over the middle from Tagovailoa. A Dolphin fan shouted at the media section right about that. Who yelled that? Are you watching me right now? If you are the person that yelled that and you're watching me right now, kudos to you, my friend. You let these people know what's good, baby. So continuing on here, Adam Shaheen made a nice long catch from Tua. Probably would have been a sack by Jerome Baker in live action. Tagovailoa at Albert Wilson again. Deep connection. Fans chant Tua, Tua, Tua. Jakeem Grant made an outstanding leaping sideline grab from Jacoby Brissett. The Dolphins have so much receiver depth. And that's the update from the Palm Beach Post. Let's keep it rolling, though. We ain't done, baby. Here is what the Sun Sentinel had to say in regard to the day that went down. The Miami Dolphins used the first week of training camp to experiment with the composition of the offensive line, and one of last year's rookie starters appeared to be on the outside looking in. Robert Hunt, who started at right tackle last season, appears to be settling into the starting right guard spot. Miami made the position switch this offseason, hoping that Hunt's power and stout base would benefit the rushing attack. The position switch unseated Solomon McKinley, the 4th-round pick. The Dolphins started at left guard most of the season. Kinley spent Saturday's practice working with the second and third team offensive line at both guard spots. Apparently, the word is Kinley's got to shed some weight. Michael Dieter continued his run as a team starting center, which hints at the 2019 third-round pick is in the driver's seat to win the starting center spot, where his main competition is Matt Skura and Cameron Tom. The Dolphins threw a curveball into the offensive line starting unit by having Lee Meikenberg work as a starting left guard on Saturday, while the Notre Dame standout, the Dolphins trade up to select in the second round, was penciled in as a possible starter at right tackle. Jesse Davis appears to be the front runner for that job, at least in the first week. The Dolphins are seeing whether Eichenberg can handle playing next to left tackle Austin Jackson. Laramie Tunsil played left guard his rookie season before transitioning to left tackle the next season when Brandon Albert was traded away. Tagovailoa threw a number of respectable passes that the fans in attendance cheered during 11-11 drills, but a couple of those plays would have resulted in sacks from Andy Van Ginkel, Jerome Baker, and Brendan Scarlett because of how long Tua Tagovailoa had onto the ball. Rookie safety Trill Williams made Lynn Bowden fumble during a team drill. Continuing to show the physicality that made the undrafted rookie stand out, a stand-up player at Syracuse. Patrick Laird had a nice 7-yard scamper on the left side, reminding the coaching staff and fan base not to forget about him. Jakeem Grant caught a leaping catch from Jacoby Brissett between two defenders for a 30-yard gain. Stock up, Albert Wilson. He continued his run, pardon me, as training camp's top performer, delivering a big play for his third practice in 4 days. When Tagovailoa needled a pass in the middle of the field, Wilson used his speed to outrun the cornerback and safeties for what would have been a 63-yard touchdown. Rookie safety Javon Holland dropped an interception. Tagovailoa threw right to him during the passing drills that didn't feature defensive lineman. Holland, whom the Dolphins selected in the second round of the 2021 draft, was known as a ball hawk at Oregon, but we haven't seen him sniff a football during the first week of training camp. He's working by Jason McCourty for the free safety role, but is likely being brought along slowly. Injury update, cornerback Xavien Howard participated in the individual drill portion of the practice, but sat out all the team work because of an undisclosed injury, which has motivated him to take it easy during the week. Asked to be traded from the Dolphins on his Instagram account while airing out his disappointment with the franchise stance to have his contract altered. Will Fuller missed the third consecutive practice because of a lower extremity issue. Jaelan Phillips sat outside his practice with a minor injury he suffered during Friday's practice, which Brian Flores says is day-to-day. And Mike Gesicki did not participate today. So, I mean, it's going out. Now, I got this other article I wanted to read to you. We'll get into it. We'll get into it right here. It's what Barry Jackson had to say. And then we'll get into the Xavien Howard interview. I'll play it for you guys in its entirety. All right, here you go. So Tagovailoa shines. Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa delivered his best practice in the first week of training camp, perhaps his best ever in his 2-year NFL career. Among the highlights, a 63-yard touchdown pass to Albert Wilson, deep pass to Adam Shaheen, and several strikes over the middle to Jalen Waddle and Wilson. Here are the first team defense: Raekwon, Seiler, Emmanuel Ogba, Jerome, Baker, and McKinney in the inside, Van Ginkel in the edge outside linebacker, Byron and Nick Needham on the boundary, Coleman in the slot, Eric Rowe and McCourty were the starting safeties. It was interesting that Seiler worked ahead of him, of Christian Wilkins. Will Fuller and linebacker Jaelan Phillips were also out. Drew Rosenhaus, the agent for Ogba, has said he would like a contract extension for the defensive end. Ogba will make $7.5 million this season in the second year of a 2-year deal. My agent is handling his job, and I'm handling mine, Ogba said. I've always viewed myself staying here long term, which is always a goal of mine, but whatever happens, I'm going out here and balling. He said he skipped the voluntary part of the offseason program because at the end of the day, it's voluntary, so I didn't really have to. Robert Hunt said his move from right tackle to right guard is going well. My reaction to the switch is I want to play. Whatever I can do to help this team play, I'll do. I haven't played in a while, but I'm trying to get used to it. All right. So we're going to get into Xavien Howard's interview. Then I'm going to show you clips from today because we got quite a bit to go over. And then after that, I'll open it up to you guys. So let's get into this stuff here. I'm actually going to read off just so you guys have a further update of what's going on. I got some more notes of what went down today in training camp, so we'll go over that. All right. Let's go over it, okay? So, Solomon Kinley was pretty good in pass sets when he did play today. Butt low to the ground, shoulders over his feet. He was apparently moving very well today. Tua ripped an anticipation throw to Albert Wilson in a soft spot of the zone. Diving grab for the score. It was 3-on-3. Brissett came back with a nice throw in the corner from Malcolm Perry. Tua ripped in anticipation. Yeah, so Brissett comes back with a nice throw to the corner to Malcolm Perry. Jalen Waddle's suddenness was on display during a speed out, and Brissett got it out quickly, and it was an easy touchdown. Jamal Perry jumped an out route and picked off Tua. Great drive on the pass, apparently. Tua comes back and squeezes on into Waddle. Waddle showed both his quickness and concentration in traffic early and has been doing so all camp. It said you can really appreciate Eichenberg's technically sound mechanics in the individual drills. Quick but not in a hurry. Feet move with the hands. Eichenberg and Jackson moving in unison in this two-man drill where they're working combo blocks. Dieter and Hunt took a turn on the combo block, shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip. And apparently Coach Lem is doing a really good job of getting these guys prepared. Miles Gaskin slipped through on the first running play into the second level. Austin Jackson had a nice seal, and Eichenberg helped clear the lane. Raekwon Davis comes through to get Gaskin in the backfield. Would have been a tackle for loss if it was live tackling. Salvin Ahmed has the quicks, took a toss pass, presses outside and cut up the field to find a little crease between Jackson and Eichenberg. Skura checked in and had an excellent block, chipped the first level and climbed to reach the linebacker at the second level. That had him outflanked pre-snap. Benito Jones had a nice rep. They wanted to roll him out, and he planted the flag and created a gap for the linebacker to scrape. And the linebacker that scraped was Calvin Munson. Shaquem Griffin was setting a strong edge today, and he came off a block for a would-be tackle for loss. Jerome Baker is showing his speed. We've never doubted his speed. He won a foot race with Gaskin on a sweep. Benardrick McKinney shot the gap for potential hit in the backfield. McKinney, apparently today he was reading keys and pulling the trigger really quickly, and that's something he did a ton of as a Texan. So Tua ripped a far hash comeback, really drove the ball to Robert Foster, who made a contested catch before going to the ground in 7-on-7. Tua tried one for Waddle, but they can't connect. Justin Coleman was on Waddle's back. Coverage is tight with Coleman on Perry in the slot. Tua tries to squeeze it in, but Javon Holland is there to get both hands on it, and that's the one he dropped. Jacoby Brissett for an interception. Jacoby Brissett threw a nice anticipation ball out to Matt Collins, who turned back down the stem, and the ball was right on him. Robert Foster, he made another huge catch, this time on a dig working against Igbenogany, and apparently he's getting off the top of his routes with real urgency. Kirk Merritt created some separation on a deep out against Trill Williams, and he's working with the number twos because Jacoby Brissett laid it in there perfectly to him. Merritt also saved what could have been an INT. Munson tips the Sinnott pass, and Terrell Bond sees it falling directly, but Merritt yanks Bonds away, and it falls harmlessly to the turf. So good heads-up play by Merritt, who's working with the twos and the three. Tua scans the entire field before firing over the middle of Wilson for a chunk gain as the 7-on-7 continues. Trill Williams in phase on a deep shot to Bowden. Brissett's ball just goes over the top of them. It was really good coverage, apparently, by the homie Trill Williams. And then now we get into the 11-11s. Baker was on the spot on a swing to Wilson. It would have been a tackle attempt right at the line of scrimmage. Tua showing the acumen with the details, pulling the ball out of the belly of the back and whipping it out to a wide open Durham Smythe, who had all kinds of room up the sideline on it. Baker got in on a rush, but Tua sidestepped and drills a 20-yard seam shot to Waddle, who makes a catch and gets down. Wilkins then comes in clean and forced Brissett to throw it away. Apparently the speed was just on display today. Even Sam McWaveen got out to the flat before Hunter Long could turn up a quick hitter. Shaquem Grant got under the pads of Adam Pankey and flattens it to the QB. He celebrated in believing he would have got the sack, but it's on Adam Pankey. So Griffin then got in on the QB again, this time with a spin move to counter the upfield speed rush. I'm telling you, this kid, I told you, he is not only going to make this team with special teams, but he's going to get chances to rush the passer in this defense. He's going to be effective. This is going to be a sneaky good signing, I'm telling you. Tua attacks the line of scrimmage after the pocket breaks down and throws one just beyond the reach of Rowe. Shaheen pulls it down for about 25 to 30 yards, and the crowd who was live there went wild. Isaiah Ford runs a crisp curl route, shields the DB at the catch point for the catch. So apparently Michael Pilardi is just, multiple people reported Michael Pilardi has just been doing a great job kicking. So I believe that was his Sun Sentinel a couple days ago that said his stock was down. I don't know what they're talking about because everyone else is saying Pilardi's just been absolutely beautiful to watch. Apparently Bernardo McKinney was just an absolute monster today, deconstructing blocks very effectively. And he even got off Dieter on a draw play. Another long Albert Wilson touchdown, this time a gorgeous touch throw just out of the reach of Byron Jones on a deep crosser. Burt finishes with the 73-yard score. The ball was in the air about 25 yards. I got the clip of that. We'll play that. Ball placement was perfect. Obviously, it was Tua. Robert Foster adjusts mid-route as Tua threw away from the underneath coverage. Foster does a head whip out to get up the field for a long completion. The offense was clicking under Tua today. Vince Beagle had a nice rush off the edge, but was pulled down, and Brissett completes to Shaheen. Apparently, there would have been a flag on the play for a hold on Beagle. Lynn Bowden catches a crossing route and throws a great move on Igbo to get free after the catch. Don't like to see that, Noah. Javarius Davis got another pass breakup. He's made some plays on the ball this week, if you've been paying attention. Malcolm Perry caught a crosser from Sinnott. Nate Hawley closes in to shut it down with no yard after the catch. Ogban Van Ginkel got around the edge, and apparently they looked a little bit like Wake and Sue against the Jets a few years back. Jakeem goes up for a nice Brissett pass, pulls down the contested catch for about 25 to 30 yards. Jason Sanders was automatic again. He's been automatic every day. Adam Butler crashes in for the pressure on Tua, and Tua throws over Adam Butler to Waddle for a chunk gain on a crossing pattern. Tyshawn Render popped up. He had a great effort to retrace a quick hitter to Grant. Christian Wilkins collapsed the pocket and rejected a pass from Brissett at the line of scrimmage, and he nearly found it for an INT as it descended back down to the field. Igbenogany blanketed Isaiah Ford on a pass from Brissett for a pass breakup. Van Ginkel came in for what would be a sack. Justin McColeman is on top of Isaiah Ford on a dig route, but the ball from Tua was zipped right over his outreached arm for a chunk gain of 20 yards or so. Apparently, like in 11-11, Tua was killing it today. So no surprise. Another great day from Tua Tagovailoa. So Tua, he's been money with the 11-11s from what we've read and what we've heard. So I don't know what people are talking about, man. He's been absolutely fantastic. All right, let's get into just a couple things I wanted to show you. So yeah, this week, although Eichenberg was at left guard, it was reported that for the majority of the week, the offensive line has looked like Liam Eichenberg at tackle, right tackle, Hunt at right guard, Dieter at center, Solomon McKinley at left guard, and Austin Jackson at left tackle. Just so everyone knows. And Liam Eichenberg played at right tackle, left guard, and left tackle today. All right. So apparently they're just missing match and trying to find what their guy. They're five guys. So just so everyone knows. So he was moved all over today. It wasn't just in one. And even Armando tweeted out Tua was roasting the secondary in 7-on-7s with completions to Shaheen, Waddle, and others. So Noah was working with the second team. Nick Needham was with the first team on the boundary. Just so everyone knows. Albert Wilson, according to Armando, has easily been the most consistent and impressive wide receiver all camp. So I'm just saying, he's showing up and he's showing out, baby. You already know what time it is. I told y'all. Jason Sanders hit a 55-yard field goal today. And Armando tweeted out this. Tua Tagovailoa is without potential starting wide receivers. Will Fuller, Devontae Parker, and Preston Williams. And Mike Gesicki was out today. And this was his best practice of camp so far. So Tua stepping up and showing out without even his number ones. I mean, is there anything more to say right now? Really? What else is there to say? What else is there to say? All right, let's get into Xavien Howard. Let's get into Xavien Howard. Let's look at his interview from today. Then we're gonna look at clips from today's practice. I got a bunch. I love it, Keith. Man, if you're around, anyone who was out of practice today, make sure you come up today. I want to hear from you guys because I had a bunch of people DMing me on Twitter, hitting me up, just loving what they saw from Tua today. So we'll get into that. All right. Until then, let's get into Xavien Howard, and we'll get into Xavien Howard. Then we'll show clips from today's practice because there were a lot of big plays that we can take a look at here. Okay. So this is Xavien Howard addressing the media today.
X, you haven't been practicing. What's the issue, and when do you feel like you're going to be able to healthy enough to practice?
Everything good. I was out there today. I felt good. We're taking it day by day.
What has been the reaction from teammates to your things?
Everything been good, man. We just have to be with our teammates. We're taking it one day at a time.
Are you any more optimistic or pessimistic that a deal will get done than you were on Tuesday?
I think that's both. I'm just here, our teammates and our teammates. What can Miami do to fix this and request or reverse a request? It's up to them, man. You know, I'm just here. Like I said, I'm with my teammates. I'm here every day.
Is it tough to stay motivated to do your job knowing you have that over your head?
No, I'm always been motivated. There's nothing every day I'm out here, I'm focused on getting better at something. Being motivated, that's just in me.
It's fully up.
Do you expect to play in preseason? Sir? Do you expect to play in preseason? Let's see when I get there.
X, is it your hope that things get worked out here, or you'll get past the point of no return?
Sure, I hope so. It get better. You know, the process. You know, I'm hearing this and hearing that, but nothing's getting done right now. So right now, I'm just here, out here every day supporting the team and out here working.
So, X, if you don't get traded and you don't get a reworked contract, then what?
I'm here. You said you talked today? No, I haven't talked to him today. Recently? When we talked, we didn't go nowhere. Say it again?
What's the advice for getting to others about the situation that you are in?
I'm just here to support my team. That's all that matters.
In your statement, you made a reference, without naming him, but you still made a reference to Byron. If you had to do it over again, would you do
Don't worry, I got notes of what he said for you guys that can't hear everything.
All that the media saying this and saying that about me and Brian, we got a great relationship. We got together. It's a business at the end of the day. The NFL is business. The player makes a business himself, but he's this and that. You know, you can support me. I'm supporting him no matter what.
You made a reference in the statement that there were things in your contract, your extension that you signed, that you didn't understand. What things were you referring to?
You read the statement, so I'm sure you understand it.
One more question.
I'm not clear on what part of that extension you didn't understand.
Exo, are you going to be okay if the Dolphins simply say you're too valuable to trade? We're going to keep you this year. Are you going to be
Like
okay
I
with
said,
that?
I'm here. I'm here. All right, thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's a jug machine in the background checking out. Oh, sorry, Vic. Yeah, that's who it is. All right. So I'll go over some notes with you. This is what went down, what was said, okay? So Howard was asked, and he said during the brief has asked for more guaranteed money, and was asked during a brief interview session if he's more optimistic or pessimistic that a deal will get done. He said that's up to the Dolphins. I'm just here with my teammates. He was asked how can the Dolphins fix it. He said that's up to them. Asked if he hopes things get worked out here. He said, yeah, I hope it gets better. It's a process. I'm hearing this and that, but nothing is getting done right now. If he doesn't get traded and doesn't get a rework contract, is he okay with that? His reply was, I'm here. Asked if he has spoken with Brian Flores, he said, we talked, but it didn't go nowhere. Howard was asked if he regrets referencing Byron Jones in his Instagram statement. Asking for a trade, he said, me and Byron have got a great relationship. I don't like the media saying what they're saying about me and Byron. We have a great relationship. It's a business. The NFL's business. He's going to support me. I'm going to support him no matter what. So I'm just saying. Howard participated in individual drills, but not team drills after missing 2 days with a minor ankle injury. Regarding the ankle, he said, it's been good. I was out there today. I'm going to take it day by day. Asked if he expects to play in the preseason, he said, we'll see when it gets here. And asked what the reaction from teammates has been to his trade request, he said, everything's been good. I'm just taking it one day at a time. And he also added, every day I'm out here, I'm focused on getting better at something, being motivated. That's just in me right now. So the Dolphins have offered him additional incentives, but haven't been willing to offer new guaranteed money or guaranteed 2022 money that's not guaranteed, or move up the $4 million from 2024 money to 2021 like he's asked. Those ideas were suggested by his agent David Cantor. So he's just giving the typical PR stuff. You know what I mean? He's showing up. He's doing his work. just move the $4 million up from 2024 to 2021. We're not winning anything without Xavien Howard. Let's be realistic here for a sec. This defense, guys, I told you it's going to be Jason McCourty or Nick Needham that start the season out, and already we're seeing they're putting Nick Needham on the opposite boundary. So just pay the man his money. Like, let's move on with our lives. Let's get him back out there. All right. I want Tua against Byron and X out there. So, especially when the pads come on, you know what I mean? So, like, just get it done. Stop playing the games. Pay the man. I mean, yes, he was only healthy last year, but he has the most interceptions when you date back all the way to 2018, and that's with all the time missed. That should tell you how good of a player this guy is. This is not an anomaly, his 10 interceptions. He's had seasons with 7, 8 before. So, I mean, and he could very well put up another 8 spot on the NFL this year. So, I mean, I think he's just way, way too much of an integral part to this defense moving forward. I truly believe that, man. Like, I think for us to do what we got to do, you need him out here. I'm saying that, and I stand by that. Yes, I get some people are worried about setting all these precedents and all this shit, but here's the thing, bro. Like, the kid is a baller. Just pay the man. He's not going to hurt anyone. I'll tell you right now. It won't hurt anyone if he gets paid. All right? Just take care of him. Just take care of him. All right. Now, let's get into plays that went down today for us to talk about. We got a bunch to talk about, so let's get into them. And then I'll open it up to you guys. All right. So, all right. So I've got 5 videos. Let's get into the first one, which is just simple work on the tackling machine by the Miami Dolphins. And what you're gonna see here is Eric Rowe, Jason McCourty, Javon Holland, Nate Hawley, and Tino Ellis. All right, guys. It's getting that working, baby. Love to see it. Keeping it rolling here for y'all. Here's the defensive line practicing their getting out of their stance off ball snaps. Simulated ball snaps at that. Nice. See, all about that quick release, man. Get off that line of scrimmage and explode as quickly as possible. All right. Next, don't worry, we got some throws to get into here. Don't you guys worry. All right. Here's Xavien Howard catching some footballs with one hand today. Woo! Pay this man. Pay this man. Atta boy. Pay this man. Gotta pay this man. All right, let's get into some passing videos. All right, here is Tua to Adam Shaheen for a big gain. One more time for y'all. Rolls out on the run. Woo! Crowd loved it. One more time. Woo! What a throw on the run. All day, baby. All right. Here is the throw to Albert Wilson. It's 25 yards in the air, and Albert Wilson takes it the rest of the way for about I think it was about 73 yards, Travis Wingfield said. That boy Albert is showing up. That boy Albert. Woo! Right in front of the outstretched hands of the defender. Look at the defender trying to make the play on the football. What a throw. What a throw. Perfect anticipation. Perfect touch. Perfect ball placement. Man. Let's go. Whew. Trying to see what the... I don't know who the defender was. I didn't see the number. I'm trying to see the defender. Let's go, baby. That's my boy. I'm going to drop the link for some of y'all to come up here. We can chat a little bit. What a throw. People are asking who the defender was in coverage. Let me look. I thought I said it in one of those. Let me look for y'all as I play it one more time. Woo! Albert Wilson, that dude, baby. I'm telling y'all. Don't get it twisted. I'm going to pat myself on the back for the Albert Wilson call. Thank you very much. Rhino, Pyro, Dylan, what's up, boys?
What's going on?
Man, that ball placement and then tight coverage too, man. I'm telling you, man. If highlights was porn, that'll be
it. Yeah, some good clips.
Why does it always go back to porn with you, Pyro?
I'm just saying, man. That shit. You kind of get tired of the hate that this guy.
That was Byron Jones. Everyone, that was Byron Jones in coverage.
Yeah, that's what I was going to tell you.
I said it earlier. I could have swore I said it earlier. So
yeah, because that was going to say you said
reading.
It was at the tip of Byron Jones.
One more time for the people in the back, baby.
Beautiful. Look at that spiral.
Yeah, I've been a fan of Albert Wilson since he was buried on the depth chart in KC, man.
Yeah, he's a beast.
But we was warned about Albert Wilson when he opted out, and you just see it right there. It's crazy that they got the chemistry just like that.
Yeah.
He likes those are his kinds of receivers, right? Like he likes guys that are quick.
Yeah, but you usually I'm not dying on Tua. It's just like when you usually gotta build some chemistry. It's gonna take a while.
Well, they've been working all off season together, right?
That's what I was gonna say. I was just about to say that with him practicing, with the that perform. So that kind of just helped also.
Yeah.
Clump, where are you at? Where's Clump
Ryan.
at? Someone find
Oh,
Clump
you
right
know,
now.
bro. I add Clump. As soon as I saw that, I said, "Man, let me add this Clump." It's just not.
Where's Clump?
It is unfair for Clump, man.
He is in hiding right now. He's in shambles,
bro. So when they said he's on a start again, like they literally, I was like, Jesus Christ, boy! I just felt so bad for Clump, man. I mean, first of all, he didn't get his man Pitts. And then shout outs to Tim Tebow, that sluggish.
Don't forget, he spent all that time. Everyone remembers who's on Twitter. Me and him got into it pretty heated when he tried bashing on my boy Waddle before we drafted him.
Oh,
yeah. I know. Cali girl stepped in and was like, "Oh, can't everyone just get along?" And we're like, "Yo, we're just having a debate." So I'm starting to wonder. Hey, Clump, I'm starting to wonder if you can evaluate the wide receiver position, bro.
And shout out
Shots fired
between TD's evaluation of Tua and Clump's evaluation of wide receiver. I gotta check my friends out here a little bit, bro.
Can't be right about everything.
And shout outs to Chase, man. Woo!
Who, Jamar Chase?
Yep.
Yeah,
I love it
for dropping a ball.
I love it.
I'm just saying that I'm having a little victory lap because fuck those Bengals fans. Fuck those Bengals fans.
He's gonna break all the records. Remember?
Where's Pete at? Someone tell me where Pete at. Because why am I getting a text that says Pete is a whole fucking clown, bro? Motherfucker, really out here acting like he's been a Tua supporter from day one.
No
Why am I getting DMs
no
like this?
Way.
Pete, where are you right now?
Hey,
I
swear.
no
real talk. He was at TD's podcast one day bragging about Tua. I was like, wait, you was the same person just bashing him in reasons.
There's too many receipts for you, Pete. You can't be doing this kind of stuff.
You guys gotta realize Pete was just motivating Tua. He was motivating Tua. Come on, guys. Come on now.
Someone tell me where this guy's at.
I mean,
no way.
For that ball.
Tua has no zip. His arm is weak.
At the very least,
he's a one-read quarterback.
At the very least, you gotta admit you were wrong.
Man, shout outs to that. Shout outs to Pete's stick shift mechanics, because that man can shift gears real quick.
He got that video.
He put him new Fast and Furious because he
Fast
shifted
9,
gears quick.
Didn't he
With no
actually
clutch.
make an appearance in Fast 9?
You don't need no clutch.
He was one of the bad guys, one of the double agents or whatever.
Why you gotta make me call you out, Pete? Where are you?
Reasons, I just want to say this and get out the way. You know me. I come in, I sit back after I say my piece. I try to tell people, you got to trust men. We might not like everything they do, but we can't say they hit on certain things and they get mad at things they don't do great. They might not do it the way we like, but at the end, it all plays out. Like, let it play out. You gotta trust them, man. Give them a chance. Like, we might not like it, but at the end, it always turns out in our team's best interest. Look how excited everybody is. You see, they're like, give them a chance. Like, we forget where we come from sometimes. Like, that's all I'm saying. I've been trusting the process. That's all. I wait till it fails, then criticize. I can't criticize during the baking. You don't know until the recipe's complete.
Well, yeah, and you don't know till you see what he's got at 100%, right?
Hey, Reason, Parker and Preston need to get out on that field quick.
I think Parker's good. I think Preston's not the one that's got to be looking for his
Kurt.
Well, I mean, if Parker's good, then he needs to get the hell out there.
Yes, no, I'm saying, especially with Kirk Merritt moving up as quick as he is, making contested catches, then breaking open and getting separation. He's doing both.
I mean,
was he working with second team? Okay.
Yeah, his second team got moved up. I mean, look, I'm pumped. I'm pumped that these wide receivers are stepping up. I said it yesterday. Like, if those top guys are gonna, I mean, Fuller's automatically gonna be out the first game, right, because of the PED thing. So like, but if these other guys are not gonna be healthy, I mean, they gotta step up. So it's good to see. It's good to see.
Trade DVP.
How much is a cap hit at the DVP though?
Well, he clears up around 10 million.
10 million.
Something like that, yeah.
I'm surprised Kentucky said that, man.
He's the highest paid receiver on our team.
Yo, you don't have to be a Patreon to come up here. It's full. Right now, I got full. I'm full at 10 right now.
I'm
I
surprised
know
Florida
he's the
Warren
highest.
said
That's why I
that,
was
man.
like,
See.
I'm surprised at you, Florida,
Why?
Oh, you know I've been calling for DVP.
because he's a
It's
Louisville
12
fan.
million.
That's why I
He-
thought he was gonna be for the guy.
He's got a 12 million cap hit this
Did
year, as per over the cap.
And the only reason I ain't calling for Preston is because he's so damn cheap right now.
right. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, he's been out there less than DVP though. Like that's the
Right.
only problem.
But
Both
when
of
you're
them
the
is.
highest paid receiver on the team
No,
and you
yeah,
can't stay on the
I
field,
get
Yeah.
that. I get that.
Yeah, you ain't got to worry
Absolutely.
too much.
I think I wouldn't trade DVP. I'd keep DVP because we do need a 50-50 isolation guy. We need a guy who can go up there and win contested catches. But the problem is there's no need for Preston Williams, especially if he's hurt again.
That sucks
What's
too,
the point?
man.
Yeah.
The potential that was there. I mean, you talking about having Albert Wilson, Waddle, Robert Foster, and then a Preston Williams healthy. Like that type of chemistry would have just been like unreal. But it is what it is. We got a tough competition going on, and I mean,
Because
so
everyone's relatively smaller in terms of frame than
Yeah.
Preston and DVP.
well, your boy Kirk Merritt.
Yeah, but Merritt's only 6'1".
Yeah, he's short.
Yeah, but he has those
So-
unbelievable hops. He can
Big
get
guy.
up there with the best of them.
Well, he's moving up, so he's getting his chances to prove it, right?
Dude,
So
this is why I want them to work it out with X. So next week when the pads come on,
we can see what's up.
let's see what they can do against X and Byron.
Mm.
I told y'all, Nick Needham starting out on that boundary instead of Noah Benogany.
Yep.
Just
You
saying
called
right now.
it. You fucking
Yeah.
called
you know
it.
it makes
Snow
sense.
out
'cause-
here been
I mean, it's
getting roasted all week. We've been
not a surprise.
showing him getting beat all week. Not only in updates, but in highlights, he's been getting beat, bro.
Yeah.
But
The visuals, you got the visuals.
But it makes sense for Needham to start over him because at least Needham has a full season of
More
playing on the boundary.
experience.
Yeah.
He's got more experience.
So
He's been through the fire.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man, I am sorry if Liam Eichenberg ends up
Oh my
becoming a
God.
guard, and
Oh
we're
my-
relying on Jesse Davis all year at right tackle. When you packed off on Tevin Jenkins,
Yeah.
when the reports out of camp on Panay Sewell is he's everything he's been advertised plus more.
Yep.
Yeah,
we
didn't talk about it yesterday on the stream, but DJ Fluker being put on IR, he might miss. There's a possibility he could miss the start of the season.
They said 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah, they said 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, he's expected to be back like the end of August or somewhere in there, but we'll see how that plays out. I mean, Eichenberg might have to step in one way or the other, whether he's ready or not at some
Well,
point.
that was short, like Reason said, man. Him against more athletic, defensive ends with bend. He's not. That's the short arms is the issue, man.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I had my concerns for him as the blindside
Should've
tackle,
get Jenkins, bro. I knew we
especially
should've
as a
got
rookie.
Man.
If the Jenkins playing good, I think I read some reports that he's
Chicago.
Yeah, he's playing pretty. He's playing pretty good too.
See, that's the one I'm upset with.
Yes.
I would have rather had Jenkins because I can't say Sewell because we got Waddle and I'm happy with Waddle.
Yeah, but I mean, when we look at, I'm still a little bit pissed about not taking Sewell because I think we could have moved down a couple of spots and still got Sewell, and we could have still got a. I think we could have got Sewell, and we could have still got Devontae Smith. But we didn't. We jumped too early, and I think we look at the offensive line, and it's still a bit of a worry. And you're talking about moving Eichenberg inside now. Come on. You're drafting him as a tackle, and you're talking about moving him inside. That's not good. That's not positive news.
Especially when you overpaid to move up and get him.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not super excited about Dieter being at center either.
Yeah.
Neither am I.
Yeah.
This is the question I got. Are Skura and Cameron Tom looking that bad, or is Dieter playing that good? Todd, I got to mute you. You got feedback.
They're hyping him up. They're hyping him up like he's making a ton of progress. But we'll see. I mean, pads come on next week and stuff. So, But I mean, he hasn't shown like anything good so far
Bro,
in his career. So
he's haven't played center at all.
yeah, I think he had a little bit, but not very much.
Donald, I think this team will take care of X before they even think of taking care of Gesicki, bro.
But they better.
Yeah, especially with the money Gesicki's going to be asking for.
And shouts to Smythe. He's looking good out there.
Did any of you guys see the Kyle Brandt take on Xavien Howard and being traded and on Good Morning Football? It was like saying that he was saying like that X wasn't like at the standard of like Gilmore and Ramsey, and that it not done it consistently. And I was like, really?
You know what's crazy, British Fin fan? If you actually put up X's last year against Gilmore's Defensive Player of the Year, he outproduced Gilmore.
Yeah, it was totally downplaying X and saying that he needs to show that he can do it for more than just like last season. And then fair play to Nate Burleson. He jumped in and kind of defended it and said, "Look, you know, this guy's had 10 interceptions, and the last guy to do that was Antonio Cromartie or the Darrell Revis. So I mean, this guy's like balling out. So." I don't know what Kyle.
I think only
thinking.
Jalen Ramsey is better than him. I think if Marlon Humphrey was better in man, you could make the argument for maybe a guy like Marlon Humphrey. But I think X and Jalen are the cream of the crop. Ronald donates $4.99. He said, "I thought they was going to release Fluker once he gets off the injured list." Hey, they still good, but I think they like him. So we'll see how it goes.
And it depends on how the offensive line shape up. Like. If anybody improves on that,
I mean, I think if he's, I think they need to bring him back in. I mean, I'm not totally sold on Fluker either, but like, I think they need to bring him back in because, I mean, I don't know, man. That offensive line, I got my concerns, so they need to bring him in and make sure they have the best five because, it's gonna be huge.
Yes, it will.
Also, when it comes to X, man, like. You can say something about his availability, but when his consistency when he's on the field is unquestioned. I mean, the dude's consistent as shit when he's on the field. So
yeah, and also he commands respect. Many quarterbacks shy away from him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, or they pay if they don't.
Yeah, they pay if they it's damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Yeah. I mean, how many interceptions did Howard have? Not the season that's just gone, the one before. So 2000.
He only played 5 games in 2020.
Yeah.
2019. 2019. Yes, Mark.
Did you see the tweet from Pigskin Report? Reason?
Which one?
Let me see. It was 4 hours ago about Xavien and the ramped up talks between he and the Dolphins.
Nope, I've never even heard of Pigskin Reports.
Yeah, I don't know who they are either, but Jason was linking it. They said they're in talks and it's ramping up. How accurate that is, I have no idea.
I mean, it didn't sound like it from Howard, so we'll see.
He could be just,
Well, he's there. He's there, so
he's there.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean the talks are going anywhere. And he said himself that he talked to Flores and nothing came of it. So
Flores doesn't do contracts, though. Greer does. So
and seeing how this secondary is getting burnt.
He also said, I mean,
to us,
we'll see, man. We'll see what happens.
I just think X is just giving you the typical player answer and just saying, we'll see.
Yeah,
it's that typical player answer.
I just kind of got the feeling that he kind of realized that he's got 4 years left in his contract, and
I mean, he's there so he doesn't get fined, and he's not practicing with his injury.
All right, hold on a sec, Daniel. I'm giving you one warning. You start yelling, you start talking over people, right back to the fucking echo chamber you go, all right?
Right, you good.
I'm giving you one warning. I've given you tons of warnings on this before. This is your one and final warning. No more strikes. All right?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, go ahead. What's on your mind?
Stop delayed.
What you got?
Yo.
Saw you, big dog.
Can
Go
I say
ahead,
something?
bro.
Or
Yeah,
should I
I said,
wait?
no, I said, what's on your mind? I said, what's on your mind, dude?
Oh, thank you. I didn't know. I didn't want to over talk. I didn't want to do anything disrespectful. But bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Am I the only one feeling like this with the Dolphins, bro? Like, if we lose the X-Man, bro, I'm gonna be pissed off that no fly zone Jones, bro. I'm gonna be pissed because like we paid him. What he getting? 17 million this year. 17, and like it's not his fault because every player should get the most that they think they are worth. I'm not even like, but I will be pissed because this issue only came up because we signed Byron Jones like our number one, and now we paying him, and now X want to get his money, bro. Like it literally, it all stemmed from a lie, but I know it's because of Byron Jones, and like he said in his tweet that he's getting paid. He's the second highest paid on his own team, the second highest paid cornerback in that particular position when I feel like he was the best last year, better than Jalen Ramsey. I just think he was the best because of the O-line. What Jalen Ramsey had on his D-line is more than what we had last year. What X did last year was incredible. And now what we have this year, it can be amazing. Just what we have this year can be amazing. And just seeing what we're doing, bro, and knowing that Brian Jones has a stake in this. Is it bad if I'm pissed at him, even though he a Dolphin? If I'm pissed at him because like we'll lose X because of him, because of his contract. He making 17 and no team, which is true. No team paid that position over $30 million. We paying that position over $38 million if we had to pay both of them, like $40 million for one position, for the cornerback position, and no position does that. Is it bad if I'm pissed at Brown or Howard for that? Just no fly zone Jones, but not. I don't know, bro. I just feel like he should be able to. You should be mad at Greer and Flores.
Yeah.
I mean Greer paid him. Flores identified him as a guy who could help the secondary. I think it's more than just. I think you're right. Like I think Byron obviously plays an extent. But if you go back to, I don't know if you heard. Did you hear his interview on the Man-to-Man pod with Antoine Bethea and Darius Butler?
Yeah.
Like you got to understand. What did he say in that interview? I understood Byron because he was insurance. But then when he talks about Noah Benogany, that was the quote unquote slap in the face. Right? Because I understand why he wants to get the guaranteed money because he's looking around being like, look what you did. You're the boy Van Noy. You didn't draft me. I'm not your boy. What are you going to do to me when you get all your use out of me? And like, I don't think X is being unreasonable if the reports are true that he wants to move. If you move the $4 million up from 2024 to this year, he only makes $500,000 more than Byron Jones. It's really not that unreasonable. You know what I mean? And because it works both ways. Like, in all fairness, okay, the reason why people have Jalen Ramsey as the best corner, he's a better blanket corner, but on top of that, he travels,
moves around
with the number one. X last year didn't travel that much. Like, if you go to the Arizona game, he was only targeted one more time than Byron Jones against DeAndre Hopkins. Like they both had coverage snaps on D-Hop. They both played D-Hop, right? So like I don't know. He's your best player on your team, and I'm kind of sick of people trying to say, "Oh, well, you set a precedent." You set a precedent, dude. He's top 3, top 2 at his position in the whole league. If every team doesn't run a slot and runs 2 corners, that means he's number 2 out of 64. Okay, like people say, "Well, what if Andrew Van Ginkel comes out and puts up 10 sacks?" Well, here's the thing: the guy only played 5 games in 2019. And he still has the most interceptions since 2018. Imagine if he played all 16 games in 2019, because he's still the closest to him is J.C. Jackson at 18, and X has 22. So if X played another 11 games, we're sitting at 26, 27 picks, and he's like winning. He's number 1 by like 9 picks. Then no one would be saying a damn thing. Like my whole thing too is, you know what? I got a feeling all these people trying to use the injury bug against him. I got a feeling X is going to play, whether it's with us or someone else. He's playing all 17 games this year.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And look, real quick to add to that. Sorry, English. I've said that I think Byron Jones is a bit overrated, but I've never once said that he shouldn't get his money. Right? I think that the Dolphins overpaid for him, but he absolutely, as a player, should always get his money. So I don't know that it's fair necessarily to
Yeah,
be
it's
mad at
clear.
him. Right? So,
Yeah.
but I get what you're saying, because that is one of the key cogs that set this whole thing off. Right? So
Yeah.
I feel what you're saying on that. But I
So I got
wouldn't be
another
mad at
question.
Byron in that regard.
But
I got
let's be
another
fair to
question.
Byron. Byron's in like the 11 to 15 range. In all fairness, he's in the 11 to 15 range. So
I got another question though to ask y'all, bro. I feel like next year, because my second best player, which is crazy, my second best player, we're doing the same exact thing, is with Mike Gesicki. Like, I don't want to wait. We know he a top 5 tight end. Like, I think, like, I'm saying right now, compare right now, Mike Gesicki probably my second favorite player. But at the end of next year, it should be Raekwon Davis. Raekwon Davis should be my second favorite player. But right now, it's Mike Gesicki. And like with his explosiveness, and we know his catch radius, the things that he can do to catch the ball, us not giving him a contract, do y'all think we put him in the same position as the X? Like where we at the end of this year, he's gonna be like, well, y'all should have appreciated me more because y'all drafted me. Y'all see me doing practice, getting better, and we seeing him in our game. Like last year, he was our best offensive weapon, and we're not even paying him. Like, I don't know. I just feel like both of our players, we're messing up. We just.
So I don't think he's a top 5 tight end in the NFL. I don't think he's a good enough route runner. I don't think he's a good enough blocker to be top 5 in the NFL right now.
That's his biggest sticking point, is that he's not an all-around tight end.
Yeah, he's a pretty lazy route runner though. Like, you look at George Kittle, Darren Waller, Travis Kelce. They ain't the fastest guy in the world, but how crisp are they at running routes? Hunter Henry, Austin Hooper, Rob Gronkowski. There's guys out there that I think there's a reason why, if you go to that ESPN article that was conducted by GMs, executives, and players, Gesicki didn't even make the top 10 when they did the tight ends, right? Because he has holes in his game. Now, the problem is, I don't think they want to pay him the money that he's going to ask for.
Yeah.
The guy's going to ask for between 11 to 13 million a year. That's going to be the sticking point. Now, if he was willing to say, I'll take 8 or 9 million, I think it's fine. And I don't know how much you've watched, but we've talked about this numerous times over the last month. The issue he's running to is this. We drafted Waddle. We signed Fuller. Albert Wilson's back. If DVP gets healthy, he had 85 targets last year because there were so many injuries. So he had so many opportunities on the boundary, as our X receiver or in the slot, that they're not going to be there as much now. Like, are you going to take Waddle or Wilson off the field for him? No, you're not going to want to lose that speed. If DVP is fully 110% healthy, and so is Preston Williams, let's just say, I know that's wishing on a prayer, but if they're fully healthy, are you going to want to take them off? You know what I mean?
Let me say this. Well, just thinking about last year in our offense, we didn't have the deep game, so the middle game was always clouded. It was always people clouded in the middle. So now that we're saying that we got a deep stretch with Will Fuller, and we got Jalen Waddle, baby Steve Smith, you like a baby Steve Smith. Now that we can stretch the field, you think the field will be open, like the middle of the field where slots and tight ends can operate? Do you think that would be open more for Mike Gesicki and for him to get more opportunities to have a bigger, even more impactful season than what he did last year because of the box was so condensed?
My whole point is you're gonna have to, if there's not gonna be as many slot and boundary opportunities, he's gonna have to be in line. The problem with putting him in line is we go back to he's a poor blocker. And that's the problem you're going to run into, is you're basically showing your hand. That's the issue. Like, you're showing your hand that it's a passing play. He needs to show that he's a competent pass blocker and run blocker, So they don't know what he's doing out there. You know what I mean? Like I think Hunter Long. I think Hunter Long might have been the writing on the wall, and like you go back to we ran the 5th most 12-man personnel in the NFL last year, so that means for people that don't know in the comments, that means 2 tight end sets, and the majority of those were Adam Shaheen and Durham Smythe on the field, not Mike Gesicki. So he's got to show something. So defenses have to be honest with them. Because if they just know he's out there and he hasn't shown anything as a run blocker, they know what's coming at him.
Even with him saying, like, I think this offseason, I think he said he worked out with Greg Olsen. I think like Greg Olsen was a big name that he was saying like he got like a lot of notes from, in which I believe Greg Olsen was about the same as Mike Gesicki, but just the athleticism and the catch radius. Like Mike Gesicki catch radius is ridiculous. His catch radius is ridiculous.
I agree.
And I just think you don't think with Greg Olsen giving him tutelage, you don't think that better his run game and just getting just him talking with Greg Olsen on the offseason.
So my issue was because I'm like friends with Tua's trainer now. We have a pretty good relationship. And I was told Mike Gesicki only showed up to one single session all offseason with Tua in the offense.
And also, too, when it comes to his blocking, it's always been, if we're keeping it real, it's always really been his willingness, right? To really get in there and dig in and to do it. So, look, I like Mike Gesicki. I agree with Reason that, 8 or 9 million.
It's a pretty boy.
Fine. Yeah, I agree 8 or 9 million would be fine. He's probably going to ask for over 10, and I don't think that is right. I don't think that's his value. If I'm
he's not complete enough.
Yeah, and they're not going to do that either. I mean, they drafted Hunter Long in the 3rd round. They brought in a bunch of tight ends, right? Not just
Dylan, did you hear Brian Flores' call to Hunter Long?
I didn't hear it personally, but I had heard
it's on Instagram.
And he was glowing. Like he loved Boston College, right?
Yeah. Like he was like he was definitely pitching a 10.
That was a Flores pick for sure. For sure.
Yeah. What's up, Tyler? What's up, Tyler? You here to brag about Robert Foster?
Female Reason.
I told you though.
Hey, Tyler.
Hey, what's going on? I said
That's
he's
good,
healthy.
man.
He gonna show out. He gonna show out.
Yeah, good.
So, he just got to stay that way. That's it.
Bro, we're gonna have to carry 8 receivers. Like all these guys are glass.
But
it's
just the fact that he's Tua still able to, like I said, like once he knows the offense, he's gonna. It's like he's playing poker. He's gonna spread the ball around. Yes, he got chemistry with Albert, but he's also finding other guys as well. So that's nice to see. And, the defense, especially the pass rush. I guess this is like talking about the offensive line as well. Maybe we will see for sure when pass come on, but it's like they're getting back there.
Yeah,
that's what it look like to me.
Yeah. Well,
has anyone noticed Raekwon Davis and Adam Butler have been getting up the middle quite a bit too?
Yeah.
Like, am I the only one
Wilkins,
worried right now?
Dieter's been starting, right? So
and Wilkins,
I don't know. Yeah.
And
look,
Christian.
Look. See, and that's the thing, right? It's hard to tell, right? Is it the defensive line is that good, or is it because the offensive line is that bad, right? And obviously,
people are starting to say the same thing about the secondary because it's like Tua throwing all over that secondary, including Byron. So they like, is the offense just that good now, or is because the secondary is not that great without X?
I'm gonna say both. I think we got no pass, and like I think people forget how Bobby McCain, like he was a captain last year, so him being missing is a big present back there in the secondary because he was the help. He was the help when everything else failed. Bobby McCain was the help, and now we don't have Bobby McCain back there. We got people that we're hoping, Xavien Holland, that everybody's saying that Brian Flores is on. So we got to hope he step up and at least be competent to what Bobby McCain was doing. If he's not competent what Bobby McCain was doing as a 2nd round pick, then I feel like that was worthless. That was a worthless pick. We was bragging on that for no reason. Like Bobby McCain was.
The trouble the trouble here is that he's a rookie, right? So like they're just putting so much on him. And Bobby McCain, look, I said that he should have stayed as a slot corner. He did okay as a safety, but I never thought they should have made him a safety. But the big thing about that was he was the quote unquote quarterback of the defense, right? And that's what made Bobby McCain valuable.
Dylan, you could be the quarterback of the defense with Byron on one side and Xavien Howard on the other, bro.
Hey,
you
man,
could do the job, man.
I'm gonna take that as a compliment because I know I'm a smart person. So, you know, but look, and look, Javon, and he's a talented player. I think he's a really smart kid too.
Yeah, he
so
is,
I don't think that he can't handle it, right? It's just that, you know, he's going to be a rookie, so there are going to be some rookie mistakes, right? He's going to have to learn NFL offenses and the looks that they throw at him, you know. So it's going to take
you're the
some
middle
time.
linebacker of the secondary. Like, there's a ton of responsibility. You need to know that playbook front to back, bro. Like, that is not an easy job. You're the one You're the one making calls back there, man.
You got
I think this is all happening now, just in case they're not able to keep X. But I feel like, because Clump said this, like if Tua keeps showing out, maybe X will stay because of what they're possibly building.
Wasn't he over there talking with Tua? Wasn't X talking with Tua?
Yeah.
I tell you, that's another reason. I tell you, that's another big reason why I want X to stay, man. Because I just Holland under X's tutelage, I could see great things, man. I could see X helping Holland become a Pro Bowl center, man. Or safety, my bad. Man, I just could see this secondary going to extreme heights, man, and it sucks.
It's great for that secondary.
No, Igonogamy was working out with X-Man.
I know X works with these young guys. I love that, bro. I love that.
He's working with Noah Igonogamy this all season in JC Horn. Like,
it looked like
X do a lot, bro. Like, we should not lose X.
Looked like X wasn't giving him all. Looked like X wasn't giving him all his secrets though, from what we've seen earlier in camp.
Yeah.
No, you're getting blow roasted right now.
That's the thing, right?
At least the tone was different today than it was the last couple of years. So that's a good thing.
But Jason McCourty and Eric Rowe have got a lot of experience back there as well at the safety positions to help the young guys as well, for sure.
Yeah, but X is another caliber player, right?
Oh,
That's the thing, is having him back there to teach the guys is obviously ideal, right? So I mean,
it'd be crazy. Imagine if Jason McCourty ends up starting out at safety, and they're basically both corners. They're both original corners that Flores has converted to full-time safeties.
I mean, he likes doing that.
Because McCourty only had last year was the most snaps he'd ever had as free safety, and he only had like 20-something. He didn't have like a ton that'll blow you away. And the year before that, he had like 19 or something like that. So, like, he's not like, it's just he knows his defense. Like, he knows exactly what Flores expects and wants. That's what makes him able to make that conversion, right? And he's an experienced guy, so I don't know. And another thing is, my boy Nick Needham, I told y'all, gonna be Nick Needham or Jason McCourty on that boundary, not Noah. And who's out there starting today, bro?
But reason, that's a first-round draft pick. That's not nothing to celebrate because that means we wasted a first-round draft pick on. I do not want to celebrate that. He better show up this offseason, bro, because I'm telling you, bro, all the corners are on notice. Now that X-Man has done this, bro, and our defense literally predicate on our corners playing man-to-man, so we have to put emphasis in the corner. Like we're a team that has to put emphasis on the cornerback position. We can't just have people getting ate up. And like, for Noah to be a first-round draft pick, and he's still not panning out, bro, that's borderline making me mad, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I don't want to call him a bust yet because he still to me got 2 more years. But like, come on, bro. Come on.
He's really young too.
I'm not using hindsight here. Go back to the draft when I was on TD's Fin Talk. Prior to the TD Fin Talk, I was saying take Jonathan Taylor or Antoine Winfield Jr. with that pick.
Damn.
Okay, so if we took Antoine Winfield Jr.,
Winfield.
you could have taken Kevin Jenkins at 36 and got your right tackle, and you wouldn't have had to trade up for Liam Eichenberg. If you would have got Jonathan Taylor, would we be worried about the running back room right now?
Nope.
We would have arguably Gaskin, I think, could be the best complimentary running back in the NFL, man. And you could have the best 1-2 punch back there. And instead, we're leaning. Thank God he bulked up because kid, it's on you this season. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that reason. How would you, from Chris Gray's time with the Dolphins, and if you were to grade him on his drafts right now, up to the present day, what grade would you give Chris Greer right now?
Based on what I'm seeing, like from
C+.
This look like he about to hit on a couple of plays in this second year from last year's rookie class, so that's good. I said a couple.
So. We hope so.
That whole line
I know
suspect.
The Minka draft was when he was given the first reins as making selections, and he did a pretty good job. Yeah. 2019 draft was terrible, other than AVG, Wilkins, and Myles Gaskin. And I guess if Dieter starts, but is Dieter playing that good, or is Cameron, Tom, and Metzger playing that bad?
Yeah.
And last year, Austin Jackson was who I told everyone he was.
Yeah.
I called Raekwon. Robert Hunt, from the day we drafted him, I said, you got to move him to the inside.
Yeah,
they took him 370 days, but they did it. Here's the thing. People can sit there and say it's a D or C+, whatever. If you hit on Tua, which I think they will, I know they will.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to hit on a franchise quarterback?
That'll
true. Automatically boost them up to at least a B+.
But let me say this. Reason. Let me say this real quick.
Camp, but I feel, like I said, I know it's training camp, but I just feel very justified right now.
Is it bad to say this, bro?
Go on, Tyler.
Well, you can totally feel justified against the idiots that were just saying he was a complete bust, right? That without question, right? We still have to be fair, to be completely fair. We still have to see how this season plays out. But that's part of why this season is so important, right? Because if you look at their draft classes, they're still 2019 doesn't look very good overall, but there's still a lot of question marks. So we have to wait and see how a lot of these play out. And real quick side note, I want to get more information on what's going on with Jaelan Phillips. I want to know what the injury is.
They say he had a sleeve on his leg, so it's probably a leg
compression
injury.
sleeve, yeah.
It's
probably cramps. It's hot.
With
All them complain.
Heat,
all them complain about the heat. So I'm just thinking it's cramps. But I'm gonna say this real quick, bro. If for Tua, for us to not be coming in camp and for us to be like praising Tua just because they can see his progression, bro. And like for him to be a second-year player, to be the fifth pick in the draft, bro, we shouldn't be having questions. And that's, to me, is not a good sign. That means the whole year that we're going to be just hoping that he make this jump. If he's not doing it in training camp right now, bro, I hate to say this, and I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, bro, but that's not a good sign. I hate to say we're probably going to be looking at Ridley, the quarterback from Oklahoma, or the other quarterback, I think it's a mid-draft, the Arizona State guy, the Daniels kid. Like I'm being real, bro. Like, cause right now I'm being real. His second year, you don't hear about Joe Burrow with the quarterback. I wish we could have got, bro, because Joe Burrow is gonna be a phenomenon. Like he's gonna be a phenomenon.
He had a bad day today.
He
had a bad day today, Joe Burrow.
Well, on that no reason. I'll catch you guys later.
All right,
All right.
Yeah, Joe Burrow got intercepted throwing deep to Jamar Chase today, and then he hit it, and then he threw again to Jamar Chase, and Chase dropped it.
Let's not forget though. It's only year two.
He's gonna be a phenomenon.
I'm not. Don't even give me. You know what? Let me know.
I don't know about.
Sorry, bro. I had to
Burrow doesn't have the arm strength for me. That's where my
sneaky athleticism's gone.
Yeah,
what we said was all Tua had to do was get healthy. Once he know that playbook, which I'm sure he knows, he's straight.
60% to
I'm already on
point. Yeah.
He fine. I was telling everybody this. Just let the dude work in the off season. Give him another
This
year.
not college. I don't want my quarterback coming into training camp having an excuse saying, "Oh, now I finally know the play." I don't want that excuse, bro. You a
Dude.
first round draft pick. You a top 5 draft pick, bro.
See, now this
Like,
is where
you shouldn't be struggling with
This is where
You shouldn't be struggling with Fitzpatrick, bro. That's just something you shouldn't be struggling with.
Hold on a sec.
Can I take a number and stand in line for this?
Hold on a sec.
It's a Bear fan, so I'll stay in line.
Fitzpatrick knew that offense better than Chan Gailey. Fitzpatrick been in the league for 16 years. If you've seen my interview with Omar Kelly, even Omar Kelly said there's only a few guys in the league who can process defenses faster and better than Fitzpatrick, which is 110% correct. All right. Even Omar Kelly said Tua was being unfair to himself, trying to compare himself to where Fitzpatrick's at. Like, hold on. Like, Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert came out after Tua and said, I want to know the defense better. When I come to the line, I want to know my pre-snap reads and my post-snap reads better than when I was at last year. Even said he didn't fully understand the playbook.
And
these playbooks, you go from your playbook in Alabama, is this thick. You come to the NFL, your playbook's this thick.
Yeah, that's true.
All right?
Yeah.
The terminology's far different and far more complicated. There's way more installs to understand. And if you actually listen to what Tua said, we've gone over this plenty of times. Tua said, and I've talked to Tua's trainer about this. Tua's trainer said to me, why do you think Tua said I didn't know the playbook really, really well? Why he emphasized really, really twice? Because he knew a good portion of it. The problem was Chan Gailey didn't trust him.
Yep.
That's where the issue lied in, was Chan Gailey didn't trust him. Now you hear him. The OCs are okay with him checking out of plays. He knows his alerts. I've been told privately, him and Albert Wilson were the two that were in the offense that were picking up the playbook the quickest and the fastest out of everyone. While guys like Devontae Parker are still having issues with the playbook. So I'm not worried about that at all. And the other key thing too that you're forgetting is Tua was only at 60% health last year. And this is a direct quote from his trainer.
That's huge.
I mean, if you watch Tua was throwing with his upper body. I played the position. This is a kinetic chain. It starts from your toes all the way up to your fingertips. The bottom half of your body is instrumental in getting power and torque and zip behind your throws. He didn't have that. Now that's why you're seeing these throws in practice and everyone's gushing over them because he's showing torque on the football he didn't have. Look at that throw he made to Shaheen today on the run. He wouldn't have made that throw last year because his body wasn't where it was supposed to be at. Like this is my whole issue. Okay, there's a difference, and Nick Hicks talked about this. There's a difference between being cleared for football and there's a difference between 100%.
Medically cleared.
Just like it's already come out that Joe Burrow's not at 100% right now. He's at about 80%. Because he's coming back from an ACL and MCL tear. It's a known fact. It takes you about a year and a half, and guys usually come back after a year. It takes you about whoever's got the dog bark in the background, mute yourself. It takes you about a year and a half to come back from an ACL injury. This guy had a fractured hip and a posterior wall fracture, something you usually don't get unless you're in a car accident. That injury hasn't happened on the football field since Bo Jackson, and because the medical advancements we have now, Bo Jackson didn't have a team to pop it in place right away, and instead he had a lot of bleeding that fucked him in the long run, and it ended his career. Like, that's a career-ending injury. Listen, what did Nick Hicks say when he wasn't even on my podcast, when he was on that Miami podcast? He said, if you do the math, Tua, his first start, I did the math. Tua's first start was 351 days removed from that injury. You know what Nick Hicks said? People, and I've had Chris up here who also has the same job as Nick and works with professional baseball players, okay? You usually can't even run by that point. Like normal people, me and you, if we got in that injury, we aren't even running by day 351. This guy's out there on a fucking football field. Like, you got to cut this kid some slack a little bit here. I mean, like this is ridiculous. I don't
And
know why.
Tua even
people
said
are-
himself like he was going up to the line knowing the play Chan Gailey didn't work, but he called it anyway.
Yep.
So
So
it's not like he
And it
didn't
goes
know
back
the
to
playbook.
go back. What did he say, Tyler? We played the interview up after the Chargers game. What did he say?
He said
When he-
me and players would tell Chan Gailey we want to run these different plays, but when Chan Gailey was showing the plays that they were going to run during the game, paraphrase, he'd be like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah, he said, me and players on this offense aren't on the same page as Chan Gailey. Like, you want to even further compound this? Look at how successful Tua was in that KC game running the whole no huddle. I've said this so many times. He was running that no huddle. Chan Gailey sits in front of the media. He's asked, did you know Tua could run the no huddle like that? No. Very next week, what's Chan Gailey out there saying to the media? I don't like that no huddle nonsense. I don't like that nonsense. So right there, he's not playing to the strengths of his quarterback. And one of the big, I've told people this from my digging, one of the big disconnects between Gailey and Flores and why Gailey's not here anymore. Flores did not like the tempo of offense that Gailey was calling when Tua was in. That's why Tua got benched those 2 games, because Flores knew Fitz would run the offense to his own tempo. If you watch Fitz was
and the ball move.
Fitz was constantly checking out of what Chan Gailey was calling because he wanted to run things himself. And Tua wasn't given that luxury. You know, you got to think about it. How many rookies can you even name a rookie that's given the opportunity to audible and check out in year one? That's like that never happens.
Reason real quick, you telling me all this why it kind of bothers me that we put Tua in, because if Tua from his own mouth said that he couldn't even check plays from the line, bro, that's a big part. That's coaching. That's part of the game, bro. Like the game is won at the trenches. So if your quarterback can't even change the line play, that's just a failure in its own part. For y'all telling me all this, that makes me even mad about last year, because y'all telling me the first thing y'all said was Tua said his own self that he didn't even know he can't even check out. And that in its own right is a failure for football. You should never have a team to go out and you can't even check out of a play. That means you're doomed at the start of a play if the play is checkmate, because it's chess. It's checkmate automatically if the play is already prevent to stop the play you're finna call, and the quarterback can't even check out of the play. It's over. It's checkmate. So that in its own right, bro. I didn't like Brian Flores. I do like as a coach, but for that, that's a big part. We literally watch Fitz come in for the Raiders and he got hit and still made the throw. I don't think that was our playoff. If we would have lost that game when Fitz didn't come in and make that play, we would have been out the playoffs. And he made that throw. That, I don't know, just everything y'all saying right now, everything now, bro, it's just that's bad coaching, bro. Even though I love Brian Flores as a coach, that's bad coaching. That's just bad coaching. And Tua better not be he's a top 5 quarterback. He better not be doing that this year, bro. He a top 5 pick. I don't want my top 5 pick and I having questions about the top 5 pick. I don't want to be doing that this year.
Well, with that being said, in that Vegas game, what was the one reason you said? Attack McMillan. He can't cover the tight end. What happened as soon as Fitzpatrick come in? They started hitting Gesicki, attacking McMillan. Yep. And with that being said, on a top 5 pick, Tua did big things last year. Did he put up a bunch of yardage? No. He was second at avoiding the sack. I read something that he was the 10th best quarterback grade since 2006 with quarterbacks with over 500 snaps. Went back and looked. He's been the best rookie, put up the best rookie season in the AFC East and probably since Dan Marino, if I really wanted to go back and even look further. I mean, the kid did a lot of great things, and you got to put a lot on that yardage because he didn't have his receivers. He made lemonade out of lemons, bro.
But what
And that's
happened when
just
Fitz
fact.
came in? What happened when we can't say we can't say we didn't see the obvious. When Fitz came in, the ball moved, bro. We all literally watched that last year.
Yeah.
Like we all wanted Tua to do good. We all was rooting for Tua.
But that's a 16-year. But that's a 16-year veteran
Gailey's
who knows
playbook.
Chan Gailey's playbook better than Chan Gailey. I mean,
Yeah,
you have to expect that.
And Tua was at 60% health, or Tua was 60% healthy, right? Blah blah blah. Look, I mean, does Tua need to make improvements? Of course, right?
Yeah.
Does he need to show that the stuff that's happening in training camp can carry over into the season? Of course, but it's not all on him, right? Like that offensive line has to step up, so on and so forth. Also, I mean, that when it comes to the audibles and stuff at the line of scrimmage, I mean, they didn't let Tannehill do that forever, right? So, I mean, it happens.
That's Joe Phillips. He didn't even call his own plays. He didn't even call his own plays.
I mean,
That's Joe Phillips.
That's another thing. But rookies, especially at that stage, you can't really expect them. And the big thing is that he's healthy now. That's going to be a world of difference, right? Because that's going to get his throwing motion right. That's going to get his accuracy back on point and all that stuff.
With
So
any kind of
yeah, I mean, look, he needs time. He needs to be able to have a chance and be given. Because look, it's not him, right? It's not just him. He's got everything that needs to work around him, and
Yes.
he's doing everything that he can, right? He's healthy now. He's putting in the work. He's showing out at camp, and that's really all you can want, right? Like I get some of the arguments of he's a 5th round pick, and you don't want your quarterback to not know the playbook, etc. But you gotta give the dude a chance, right? Like you can't put too much on him and expect him to be, a superstar every minute of every day and perfect all the time.
Dylan, I go back to this. What would all these people have been saying about Josh Allen after year 1 if we drafted him?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And then after year 2, they would have been still saying, get Josh Allen out of here. They wouldn't even allowed year 3 to come by when he absolutely blew the door off the NFL, which, again, I called. But, I mean, patience, man. This microwave society. And that was a number 7 overall pick. And guess what? Tua at 60% had a better rookie season than Josh Allen
Yes.
did. Yeah, and
by miles.
Real quick, too, I'll add, I totally, going back to what you said about being angry that they put him in, I said from Jump Street they never should have put him in, right? For all of these reasons that we're talking about, right? He was only 60% healthy, blah, 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 right? Like, they should have just, but it is what it is at this point. Like, we can't go back and change that, right? So, I mean, I thought, again, I still feel confident it came from the very top. So even though, yes, it is true that Flores was put in a position where he was, he became a liar because of the comments he said prior to that. But I think it was a Ross decision. So, I can't completely blame him for that, right? Like, he was forced to.
And mind you, in that
Well,
Vegas game,
don't
he
know
was
if he was forced
17 of. He was only 17 to 22, so it's not like he put the game out of reach for them. It's just Chan. The plays Chan was calling, especially in that Buffalo game, pissed me off so damn much.
Jakeem killed a few drives in that Vegas game.
Yeah, and we got cheated with the refs with no-fly zone. Jones got called on them. Nelson Aguilar calls. Them was bullcrap. Them was straight
And what's funny
bullcrap.
is I watch ESPN. Funny how they're now saying all the things we were saying. Oh, maybe we unfairly evaluated to it after his rookie season. Yeah, shit.
Keep that same energy. Keep that same fucking
exactly.
energy.
Now they
Tell us how you really feel.
What's good,
trying to
Reason?
save face and say
bro?
all that. Talk
What's
about
good,
maybe
Reason? What's
we
good, fellas? I
more
want that.
really-
I want every top 5 QB drafted from here to the end of time to get scrutinized the way Tua did. I want that same energy for the end of time for any top 5 QB that's
You
drafted.
can't say that, bro, because Joe Burrow did. He stepped up to the plate till he got hurt, bro. I'm literally blaming Joe Burrow. Would have been rookie of the year if he wouldn't have got hurt, bro. He's amazing, bro. Joe Burrow's amazing.
Same numbers,
He's
bro.
amazing.
Yo, hold on. They had identical numbers last year, bro. And Joe Burrow threw the football 104 more times.
But he got hurt. What week did Joe Burrow get hurt?
They both started 9 games.
Week 8, week 9, he got hurt.
Joe Burrow
started 9
started
games.
before Tua did.
Yeah, they both started 9 games. He threw the ball 104 more times. They literally had identical numbers.
So y'all tell me right now it wasn't a difference. So y'all saying right now it's not a difference in how Joe Burrow.
No, it wasn't.
Joe Burrow reads the field totally different, bro. He played different, bro.
The only difference is what? 300 more yards.
Hold on a sec. Tua Tagovailoa had the highest tight window completion percentage of any quarterback in the league last year.
But reason that's for a reason.
Tight window throws.
That's because our wide receiver separation was awful.
Exactly.
Like that is like you all right. Like you all right, but it's bad in the sense that you're saying that because the separation. If you look at
I'm sorry. After
credit to give it to you.
Hold on. Burrow had fucking Joe Mixon. He had a legit running back. Way out here.
And he had T. Higgins.
What are we out here? What are we out here in terms of running back giving this kid?
And that's the same thing, a narrative I say to these fucking Chargers fans. Like y'all must say y'all had hella skill position. The weak arm broken down Phillip Rivers threw for 4,300 yards with those weapons just the year before.
But you can't tell he went against Tom Brady and still held his own. He went against Tom Brady and still held his own.
Yeah,
bro. You gotta give that credit.
That's credit. Hold on, that's cute. But then he wins against Cam Newton and got his doors blown the fuck off.
That's running game. The offense is different. And the team run differently. So if you a pound team and your team is not used to being pounded on,
Belichick is known for killing.
All they did against Herbert. It's what we
take away the ball.
You take away the vertical game and you force him to the boundary, to the outside, and you beat him. That's how we beat him. That's how New England beat him. And guess what? Belichick took away the passing game from Tua.
Yep.
Tua still found a way to beat him.
And one rookie of the week.
He's stunning.
He did.
And one rookie of the week. I thought Belichick don't lose to rookie QBs.
That was literally Brian Flores. That was a great coaching job. But yes, it was.
Nah, that's cool.
That was a great coaching job.
However you want to spin it,
Brian Flores minutes ago.
It's okay.
I think Brian Flores made me mad because why would you start somebody who can't call the play? That's why I give him even more credit on that coaching job when he went against the Patriots. Because we know what his disadvantages was. Like his quarterback couldn't even audible out of play. That's a major part of the game.
You acting like Flores throwing the ball. Flores wasn't throwing the ball.
Out there, bro. As a Bear fan and a Tournier fan, can I ask you a question?
No.
As a Bear fan and a Tournier fan, can I ask you a question? A Miami guy that's talking.
Go ahead.
Ask.
We listening.
So, just curiosity, bro. Do you really watch football? Do you know that there's other people that make decisions other than the players at your job? Do you know that people tell you what you can and can't do? Do you really think there's nobody over or above the head coach?
That is true, but I'm talking about. So you saying Stephen Ross? You come in here acting like, oh, somebody over the head coach. So you acting like Stephen Ross. And only on the sidelines calling plays. Bear fan.
No.
He's talking about I see why you're a Bears fan. Hold on a sec. He's talking about why Tua started. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, bro. Of course, Ross. I believe wholeheartedly that Ross came down or told came up to the office and told him like you got to start Tua. It's as simple as that. Because Justin Herbert balling.
That's fans in the nation. Tua got Hawaii. He got a whole island.
I think you're right. Seeing how Herbert was balling, I think Ross forced Flores to start Tua because 2 weeks before he was like, I'm not going to start. If that was my kid, I would not start him.
I would not.
And
Well,
then,
yeah.
and
He said he
even
wouldn't
then
run
when
for
the
long.
season start, and even then when the season start, I'm like, if
And
we
that's
do
where
see Tua is doing the bye week.
and that's where organizations messed up. You can't look and see what another team is doing. Focus on your team.
Yeah.
Turns out Tua is progressing. All he had to do was be patient and wait. That's all
Oh,
Steve
y'all,
Ross had to do. That's what
I
Steve Ross.
don't.
Now,
But here's the
now,
whole thing. Here's
but
the
here's
whole
the
thing. I
thing
don't
though,
care
and that
what went wrong with Tua last year. Those 9 games he played, those are 9 games of experience,
I was
getting
about to
used
say.
to
I
the
was about to
NFL
say that.
speed,
I was
getting
about.
used to how these players play out here. I'll still take that. Was it early that we put him in? Yes, it was too early. He wasn't ready at all. But damn it, he got his reps and he got his experience.
And I
But
said
I'm
y'all
gonna say
kept
this:
bringing.
it's not good to get experience when you're on a playoff run. If you on a
Yeah, but we
playoff
weren't.
run,
We weren't.
you
But we
care
were.
about
But okay,
those getting experience.
see,
We
You don't
weren't.
care
Hold
about the
on.
experience.
But no. That's a
Hold on.
hindsight take because
Exactly.
we were 3-3 when Tua came in.
Exactly.
That
So
And you can't lie
what
that
would Vince would have done
nobody
if he
had
can?
us, bro. Hold on. Nobody thought we were winning 10 games last year. Nobody, no analyst, no betting
The
line,
defense was
anything.
exceptional. The defense.
Not through the first 6 games.
Yeah, not the
But
first 6
when we
games.
went on our run, how many
But,
turnovers did we get when we went on our run as a defense? When we went on that win streak,
bro, we're on a streak of having 21 games of straight of a turnover. What are you talking about?
That's more than one season. And that streak really happened when Tua came in.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
Tua did his job. He made sure he didn't
Yep.
cause no turnovers. Make sure they
Took
didn't
care of the
lose,
ball.
lose the game
Exactly.
for
He
him.
wasn't. He wasn't like
He wasn't
Herbert
the reason
blowing.
we
He's not
lost.
like Herbert blowing 6 fucking games of 17+ point leads. He ain't
You can't
Herbert
say that
in
because
shit up.
look at Herbert coaching job. Look at their coach. Anthony Lynn got fired because they was in too many games and they wasn't capitalizing
But
on
when
those
people
wins. So you can't
say that to
blame
me, like
Herbert stepped
you
up
can't
to the
blame
plate.
Herbert.
That's why
Okay,
he won rookie of the year.
hold on. I love when somebody say this.
That's a
At what
contradiction.
point? At what point does the QB, since Herbert's so great, at what point does he stop the bleeding? It's a 17-point lead. They had it 5 times. At what point does he stop the bleeding, or don't throw that fourth quarter interception like you always like to do?
Yeah,
When does that not
Denver
happen?
Broncos game, he threw the interception in the end zone and lost in the game.
Yeah,
He
He
did.
threw the interception to us when they had the game
That was
when they were
national.
down by 5.
Look at
He threw one to Xavien. Fourth quarter.
Look at the
It's
lead
like
he had in that
clockwork.
Saints game. Soon as halftime, the Saints make their adjustments.
Bro,
Gone.
remember I was live.
Nothing.
I was live during that game, remember?
Yeah.
And
we
I
were talking
said,
about it.
and everyone was talking about the first half, and I said, watch, Saints are going to go in, they're going to make the proper adjustments, come out, and they're going to shut them down. And what happened, bro?
That fool couldn't do nothing. He couldn't move the ball, nothing.
But I'm gonna say this: with Justin Herbert, did he have like that same? Like I felt like stigmatism what Tua had, where like we was. Only reason we felt like we was bad with Tua last year because he would not throw it deep. Because if he didn't see any type of separation,
No,
which
that's
we
not why I
all
felt
seen,
Joe Tua was bad.
that's
No, that
bull.
wasn't.
That's bull.
not
We see,
a reason I
so
felt
with the
bad.
games that we seen, so against the Denver Broncos, what was the problem against the Denver Broncos?
The offensive line?
The O line all day.
Bro, do you watch
didn't watch
Them
Dolphins
studs
games?
messed
Do
our
you
O
watch
line
Dolphins
up.
games?
You didn't watch that game, man.
Yo, you know what's
But do
crazy?
you watch
Hold on a
Dolphins?
sec. You know what's crazy?
Hunt was
Before that game, I do a preview show every Friday. Someone asked me, I'll never forget this. What's your biggest worry heading into this Broncos game? I literally said Bradley Chubb against Austin Jackson. What happened? Bradley Chubb put on that USC tape. Saw, all I got to do is go across his face and I'll eat him. And that offensive line, dude, they stopped blitzing when Fitz came in because our offensive line couldn't pick up a stunt. They couldn't pick up blitzes. Dude, you want to go even better? Do you know last year we were 31st in the NFL in pass block win rate at 51%? Do you know what that means? That means only 51% of the time we allowed more than 2.5 seconds for him in the pocket.
And
I already went over this
Tua
with someone.
avoided so many sacks. So many sacks.
Dude, Josh Allen, his average time to throw was over 3 seconds.
And that guy can run.
So was Herbert. Herbert's average to go was up there too.
I thought he was.
Reason that protection even went up to 4 seconds, bro.
And he dumped off a lot. That's the sad part.
No, I'm talking about his average time to throw was just over 3 seconds.
But Robert
Yeah,
Hunt
I'm
got
just saying when
Robert Hunt
sometimes
got
that
kicked.
line
Yeah,
can
no,
be
I was
4.
saying that Herbert. I heard Herbert also had that like amount
Yeah,
of time. Also,
he had
like
about
Herbert.
he had about 2.8 seconds, 2.7 seconds.
Herbert
And
and Burrow
another
came
fact,
And that's what I'm saying. Herbert had all
And
that time,
and
and
his
he dumped it off.
receivers average
Woo.
almost a full yard of separation more than our receivers.
Yes,
Who?
sir.
The Chargers?
Yeah.
Yeah, our two top
and don't
targets.
forget.
Our two top targets averaged 1.85 yards per reception.
Uh,
Herbert's top targets averaged just over 2.8 yards per.
And that's
And
why
don't
I said
forget,
I
reason.
barely
Hold on,
feel
and don't forget, reason that the Chargers receiving core or weapons or whatever, they had 2,200 yards of rack.
Mike Williams.
Yeah.
22. I mean, what you call only threw for 4,300 yards, Herbert. But his
Yeah.
receiver titles, whatever, gave him 2,200 yards after the catch. That's just like I want that,
dude.
Bro,
Keenan Allen and Mike Williams were better than anything we had last year.
Bruh, after week 14, we had the worst set of skill positions down there next to the Jets by week 14.
Bro, it was a joke.
We had the worst set of skill position players in the league by that time.
And I literally feel this way. If Tua was on the Chargers, he would throw the same amount of yards as Herbert would, because he would have been able to throw it more.
Yeah.
Throw it more.
All right. I got to get out of here. So let's start with final thoughts. Pyro, go ahead.
Man, Tua is just improving. He's basically said what we all thought. When he gets a proper offseason, when he's 100% healthy, he's gonna make magic, man. And shout out to that speech because, man, that it made me want to run through a brick wall for him, man. Because that you cannot lie. Tua has that leadership mentality, man.
Yeah.
Fins up.
Dylan, your final thoughts.
Yeah, thanks for having me on again. So, just real quick, I mean, look, I've spent a lot of my life getting burned, so I like to see things come to fruition and things play out before I get too excited. Having said that, I am actually really excited on the inside. I know it doesn't always seem like it on the outside, but I am excited. I know, but I'm letting you know that I have internal feelings of excitement for the potential of this offense in particular. And, with the way Tua's throwing it out there, with the way that some of these receivers are stepping up in the absence of the top guys and whatever. So I'm holding some slim hope that they do get it fixed with Xavien Howard. So we'll see how that goes. But overall, I'm getting pumped. I mean, we're 2 weeks away from that first preseason game. Next week is pads, so we're going to see a lot more. I'm pumped for it to get ramped up and see this progress continue and the momentum continue.
God damn, Dylan, you're depressing.
British Finn fan, your final thoughts.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to close off and expand on what Dylan and the Bears fan was saying, and the outside pressures didn't really help Tua in year one. Kind of threw him under the bus in many ways, and I think that there were lots of things in that year one that were against Tua being thrown in too early when probably should have been redshirted. Also, the not knowing the playbook. What I will say is now, it's year two now. He's healthy. He's stronger. He's doing well in minicamp and OTAs. He's shown that he's coming out fighting. He's fighting the doubters, and I believe in him. And I'm behind him, and I believe that Tua's going to come good. And I think we should all get behind Tua and the Dolphins and. Look to back him, and I think Tua's going to be the man. That's my final take.
Liam, your final thoughts.
Grateful to be here. I'll be waiting for Colin Cowherd as soon as he call her and come out the building. He getting snuffed this year by me. And also the rest of you casual Miami fans, you guys need to spend time in this channel because you guys don't put any context on you guys' information. You guys are terrible.
Calling for his, man.
Yeah, man. All you guys getting it.
I love it. I love it.
Florida born. Your final thoughts.
Reason, thanks for the show as always, man. You really teach a lot of us. Some of us just ignore the facts. But in my mind, without a shadow of a doubt, Tua is going to prove he's the franchise quarterback. And in my heart, I feel like he's going to be MVP. I'm going to continue to say this. He's going to have a Lamar Jackson year 2 in my heart and be an MVP. Fins up.
I love it. I love it.
Daniel, your final thoughts.
All right, Reason. I just want to thank you for giving us once again a voice to speak. And I hope X is watching this because he knows people watch your interviews. I just want to let him know that you my favorite player. You a lot of people's favorite player, bro. And for us to lose you will be a significant loss, bro. And I don't think people understand how big our defense will be if we do not have X, bro. You my favorite player on this team, bro. But I hope the whole Dolphins have a good year. I know I sound bad about you. You got to prove it now, bro. You top 5 pick, literally a top 5 pick. We should have no question. So this year, hoping that we prove, hope we make it to the playoffs and do what we have to do. Fans up, and we do what we do.
Tyler, your final thoughts, especially on Robert Foster.
Your face.
There are no final thoughts. It's continuing.
Yeah.
Ongoing.
I feel how you feel when it comes to Albert Wilson. So I guess you're my clump for today.
Excuse me.
Music's never wrong, baby.
No, again, even though it's training camp, I'm encouraged. What Tua doing is not surprising to me. Even though I disagree that this should be a proven year for him, but I guess I'm not in control of how the NFL is operating these days when it comes to quarterback. Even though I think it's stupid.
I agree with that.
I think the defense will come together. I'm gonna wait and see on that offensive line, especially with pass come on, because if the pass rush is getting through the offensive line with just short on, then shit, pass ain't gonna freaking matter. So I'm gonna wait and see on the offensive line, but and on the X situation, he changed his tone a little bit, so I guess that's a good start to everything. Hopefully, how this offense and how the team is coming together, hopefully that makes X wants to stay. It makes the Dolphins at least want to work something out. Hopefully they budge a little bit. They come to a happy medium with that. So, it looks like things is turning to the right direction for this team, especially the offense, because it's usually the defense is usually always have the upper hand when training camp and stuff like that starts. So, I'm looking forward to the season. I'm encouraged. Most definitely.
British Fin fan, your final thoughts, buddy.
I think you've already asked me.
Yeah,
it's
me. So who having
the bottom two?
Yeah,
Sheldon, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All y'all Tua haters, or people with this weird obsession with being right.
Right out of the gate.
All y'all with that weird obsession of just trying to be right and write Tua off and don't take anything into context. Keep that same energy. Keep that same motherfucking energy, okay? Because Tua's gonna ball. Because I already see Zach Wilson had a bad practice. Oh, we should give him time. Fuck that shit. Keep that same motherfucking energy. Okay,
get their ass.
And when Tua fucking balls out, I'm suing the media for defamation. I'm done,
shit, bro.
Yo, Doug,
We're
gonna lost some motherfuckers, bro.
Tell us how you really feel.
You know what I mean? Follow that one, Logan.
Yeah, I don't want to.
The hell in your chest, man. That's what's up.
Say it with your chest.
Bob blast.
Say it with your chest.
Said it right, man. Said it right, man. Tired of Tua haters.
Hell yeah.
Tired of Tua haters. Yeah, man. Hopefully they can work out with X, of course. Yeah, the whole rookie thing with Tua not being able to call plays, that's already been discussed here over and over. What? Damn.
That's what's up, wrong. That's what's up.
Rome, I will not post your second comment because you're talking about my queen of thickness, Joy Taylor. I'm not here for that. All right, Logan, go ahead.
Yeah, like the rookies not being like that's something that's gonna come with Tua calling plays at the line of scrimmage. Obviously, he knows this offense. Like he is the guy. He's the field general this year, and he's gonna show everybody. And it's gonna be a great thing. It's gonna be a beautiful thing. I can't wait for it. Can't wait for it.
All right, guys, I will be off the next 2 days, and then I'll be back Tuesday when the pads come on, and I'll be back as usual every night for a practice to recap it. So until Tuesday, and Game Pass should be up by Monday. So we'll see if they follow up and they were telling the truth and the All-22 isn't up. If the All-22 is up, then I'll finish my Raekwon Davis because I only have a couple things left to do with it. And then we'll get into the Xavien Howard 10 interception season. We'll do an All-22 breakdown of that. So just waiting on Game Pass to come back up. So, all right, guys, I'll see y'all Tuesday after practice. Stay happy, healthy, safe, and blessed. Have a good rest of your weekend. Fins up.
Fins up.
Eat a dick.
It's up.
Fins up.